Hey guys, it's Whitney, your family practice PA. In today's video, we're going to talk about type 2 diabetes. So it's one of the most prominent diseases in the United States, actually around the world. And so many times my patients do not understand what diabetes is, what are ways they can help control it, help lower their risk for it, or if they have it, how can they keep their numbers better controlled. We hear terms like glucose, insulin, you name it, and we hear it. But a lot of patients don't understand it. So I'm gonna break that down and really kind of more shed light on common terms so that you can understand it. Go ask your primary care doctor more questions, or if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. So diabetes type 2. What diabetes is an impairment in our insulin levels. Our glucose levels are too high in our bloodstream. So glucose, just so you know, is a very important, it's a good product in our body. It is the number one fuel for our cells. So we need glucose, which is sugar, to make sure our muscles are firing, make sure our organs are working. Very, very important. The problem is when there's too much glucose in the blood. And normal process, when you have glucose in your bloodstream, your pancreas, which sits right here in this upper abdomen, produces a hormone or an enzyme called insulin. Insulin helps take that glucose into your cells so that you can use it as fuel. The problem happens when that insulin is becoming resistant and the cells won't let it the glucose come into the cells, or the insulin beta cells, which produce it in your pancreas, become so tired because it's having to work so hard because you have so much glucose in your body, and it ends up staying in the bloodstream. When that happens, we start to get kidney damage, we start to get vision, our eyes can get damaged, heart disease. There's so many horrible effects that can happen from too much glucose being built up and the insulin not being able to do its job. So what we want to do is look at what are some ways that we can help with that. And the number one thing is actually cardiovascular exercise. So it's using that glucose, that fuel, to help us burn through those muscles and use our muscles to burn through that glucose. That is one way that we can get rid of it. Another way is not putting so much sugar, so much glucose in our bodies. So that's our starches, it's our ice creams, it's our white breads, it's our pastas, it's our sugary drinks, it's our sodas, our juices, all of those things. We have so many alternatives now that we can use that are not, sugar, like non-sugar additives. In my coffee, I love to use Truvia now. So there's so many different better choices. It's not that I love it, but I'd rather you drink a diet drink than the real soda, not hitting those sugar levels up so high. It's eating that balanced diet. So we're getting our proteins, our fats, our healthy fats, and our sugars. You can still have carbs. We just want them to be complex carbs. So it's our whole wheats, it's our whole grains, it's our vegetables, and not going for those simple carbs that just burn straight to sugar and it overwhelms our body, makes those glucose levels spike, okay? So next part I want to talk about is when we get that blood test with our doctor, what do all these numbers actually mean? And so two ways that we do this is we look at both your fasting glucose, which is your sugar level at that time, and this is before you eat or drink anything besides water, so that we get a good range of exactly, it's not being affected by a certain drink or food. So our goal is under 100 fasting glucose, okay? So this is our main goal. That's a normal fasting glucose. When we talk about kind of pre-diabetes or increase, so pre-diabetes area, we are looking at 100 to 125 on that fasting glucose, okay? The next one is diabetic range is 126 plus. So we need two readings of that, over 126 of your fasting glucose, and that is a diagnosed diabetic, okay? So these are the numbers that we're looking for. Normal under 100, where I really start having those lifestyle modifications with my patients are the 100 and 125. And then once we get into this 126 plus, then we need to start talking about medications at that time. So my favorite test though, and a lot of you will have heard of this, is our hemoglobin A1C. So we call that our A1C. So I'm gonna put it right here, A1C. And that is a 3-month average of those glucose levels. This is a much more accurate test because it's not being affected by what you ate that last week or anything that's going with the fasting glucose. So this is 3-month average. And the normal range for that is less than 5.7. Okay, so this is normal. Pre-diabetes is anything 5.7 to 6.4, okay? So 5.7 to 6.4, that's at 100 to 125, where we really need to be talking about lifestyle modifications, really trying not to go into that threshold of diabetes. But diabetes starts at 6.5 plus. So there's whole nother levels of this, even as we get uncontrolled diabetics, all of that, but just to kind of give you a range, what we're looking for. And again, I am talking about type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is an autoimmune disease that needs to be managed by endocrinologists. It's a whole nother disease process, but this is type 2, which is the most common in the United States. And these are the numbers that we really need to watch for, okay? I'm gonna do another video on all diabetic medications, but the big thing is we really in this country need to work on prevention, being educated, knowing these numbers. Don't be scared to find out these numbers. We can help you once we get those numbers. I have patients that are 6.5 plus. We do lifestyle modifications, they come lower and they're off their medications. When we can lose weight, start cutting out those sugars, start cutting out, you know, the just more of the lethargic laziness lifestyle. Just go walk your dog. Start with 1 block, then up to 1 mile. You don't need to go run a marathon. Just start today. Keep getting better. And it doesn't mean you can't have any of the things that you love. It's just limiting them and not having them every single day. So if you got anything out of this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Can't wait to see where this community goes and grows. In your comments below, ask any questions you have. Always go talk to your own primary care doctor, but I'm here to help you get more empowered to go talk to them, not be scared of figuring out where you are in your health journey, and we keep getting better. But yes, if there's anything in videos you would like me to make, leave it in the comments below. I'm always checking those, and I can't wait to see you at the next video. Have a great night, great week. See you soon. Bye.